Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I am back with another reaction. Today I have another request from my friend Joe. This is Tori Holub with the song Summer Could Come Again. Now from what Joe told me, I understand this is her first song that she's written. I believe with the help of JJ Sivak. This performance is NPR Tiny Desk Submissions 2026. I just briefly want to read a little bit of what Joe sent me, information-wise, just to share it with anybody who may not know. So this song had an urgency and importance, so it dropped today. This one is more raw, but it is significantly very important. It is her first self-written song. She wrote this with her partner, JJ Sivak, who you've seen in other videos with her. It is about the crisis in Minneapolis, their hometown. It is personal and poignant. Just a bit of personal history. I used to live in Minneapolis. I'm an Air Force brat, so I moved around quite a bit. I used to live in Edina for a while and then Eden Prairie for a while. I graduated high school in Edina. The recent issues with the ICE shootings, even if I hadn't lived there, have hit me very hard, along with all the other craziness going on in this country right now. I'm not going to talk about it in detail other than just saying that it's hit me pretty hard and it's very concerning. So I am, what's the word? Anxious to hear this song. I have a little bit of trepidation. Instinctually might make me a little emotional. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Before we get started, if you would like to request a reaction, you can do so by clicking a donation link in the description. Send me the information and I will add it to my queue. Also, I take notes during my reactions, so you may see me looking down every now and again, just writing down a couple of things to help me remember what I want to talk about when the song is over. That way I don't have to keep pausing it and talking. I've got my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and take a listen. This is going to be interesting since she wrote this song. I hope it doesn't make me cry.
Don't talk, just pour another round. I'm so sick of this godforsaken town. Sooner or later it'll probably burn down, and I don't know what it's worth. Driving down to a distant bungalow. I've heard it's quiet when the streets are full of snow, but something much greater is gonna let us know that heaven starts on earth. Oh, can we heal as one, with one hand on the Bible and another on a gun?
Whoa. Okay, I have a feeling these captions are going to distract me a little bit. Hearing most of the lyrics, I'm able to make most of them out, but there's just a few things that I'm not quite catching. So I'm going to try this with captions. I may end up turning them off and just going out over the lyrics after the fact. I wonder, are they available in the description? Yes. Okay, so in that case, scratch that. I'm going to just go ahead and listen to it, and then I will go over the lyrics directly afterwards. I'm just going to restart it where she starts to sing.
Don't talk, just pour another
round.
I'm so sick of this godforsaken town. Sooner or later it'll probably burn down, and I don't know what it's worth. driving down to a distant bungalow. I've heard it's quiet when the streets are full of snow, but something much greater is gonna let us know that heaven starts on earth. Oh, can we heal as one, with one hand on the Bible and another on a gun? Maybe an answer somewhere from the sun. If the ice would melt, then summer could come again.
She used the word ice. If the ice would melt and summer would come again. Oof. Okay, let me just back it up a little. Sorry to pause it.
Somewhere from the sun. If the ice would melt, then summer could come again.
Hmm.
50,000 people crowded the street. The temperature was -23. Woke up to see another gun down. I can't believe the news on my phone screen. Oh, on the wings of a dove, I'll send a song to you that's made out of love. Somehow we'll mend and it'll have to be enough. If the ice would melt, then summer could come again. Don't talk, slow down, hold on. Summer could come again. Could come again. Could come again. Could come again. Summer could come again.
Hmm. She looks sad too. Oh, got goosebumps. Okay, I'm going to go over the lyrics, but I just briefly want to touch on the situation that I believe she's referring to, which I found it very poignant to use Joe's word, that she used the word ice as part of what I think was the chorus. Ice could melt, which kind of means she wants ice to go away. Okay, so I am pretty knowledgeable about both the shooting of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. I work on a project on the side, reporting about such things that happen, major events. Part of the thing that I do on this website is prevent misinformation, check facts, fact check things that people post about situations. And what I can tell you, these two particular threads is some of the most insanity that I've ever encountered on this site. in the 14 years that I've been involved with it. People jumping to all kinds of conclusions, people judging these victims based on sexuality, making assumptions about their politics, just all of the things that get on my nerves about the human race, throwing people in boxes, bigotry, racism, all this political bullshit that's being flung back and forth from one side to the other. It just completely saturated these two threads. And as a moderator, these two threads are probably two of the hardest threads that I've ever dealt with in a moderation sense. And that is kind of part of the reason I am a moderator on that site, because I was started out moderating the war section of this site. And I did the same thing with that, is just making sure any information that was posted, any content that was posted, was not propaganda. And if it was, identifying it as propaganda, misinformation, etc. Making sure that bots or, just hardcore pro one side or the other wasn't just there to push in misinformation. And then you just have your average people who are stuck in their beliefs. There's no changing hearts and minds, which I've come to learn, just posting some of the most ignorant, ridiculous shit I have ever seen, regardless of these people's genders or sexual orientation or political leanings. The fact that they were shot and killed was wrong. So beyond that, I am not going to continue to discuss it. It's a very difficult situation to talk about in the climate that we're in today. So I completely felt this song from her. Being a native to Minnesota herself, I felt that to the core. And I can completely understand why she would want to write a song like this to kind of speak out about it. Let's go over the lyrics. Don't talk, just pour another round. Let me blow these up a little so that you guys can see them. All right. Don't talk, just pour another round. I'm so sick of this godforsaken town. Sooner or later, it'll probably burn down. Now that instantly made me think of all the things that have been happening in this part of the country for many years. So that line in particular just kind of made me do a flashback of the last 5, 6, 7 years in Minneapolis. Okay, so sooner or later, it'll probably burn down, and I don't know what it's worth. Driving down to a distant bungalow, I've heard it's quiet when the streets are full of snow. That line resonates with me, having lived there. But something much greater is going to let us know that heaven starts on earth. Oh, can we heal as one? This is what got me. She's asking, can we heal as one, with one hand on the Bible and another on a gun? Which is probably one of the most poignant lyrics in the song thus far, at least. Tells me that she agrees that we're so divisive. You've got one group thinking to one extreme and the other group thinking to an opposite extreme. How are we going to come together and blend the things we agree on and kind of resolve the things we don't? This is reminding me a little bit of the rush reaction I did to Cygnus, Book 2, Hemispheres, where there's these two gods, one of logic, one of love, taking these people and separating them, but neither one of them were successful without the other. So they brought in this traveler who became the god of balance. And it talks about let the truth of love be lighted, let the love of truth be clear, or something about that, and talks a lot about sensibility and common sense. So this is reminding, that line in particular is kind of reminding me of that, the message of that song. Maybe an answer somewhere from the sun, which leads to the ice melting. But I'm trying to think of this more metaphorically, because the fact she used the word ice in here specifically when these situations were directly related to ICE, the federal law enforcement group known as ICE. I'm just thinking the song is, about summer coming and melting the ice. And so like this warmth could be, could come back around. But it almost feels like a question. Anyway, maybe an answer somewhere from the sun. If the ice would melt, the summer would come again. That feels like a question, like she's like, hopefully, crossing fingers. That's the instinctual feeling that particular verse is giving me. 50,000 people crowded on the street. I watched the protests. The temperature was -23. Woke up to see another gun down, which I think she's referring to Alex Preddy. I can't believe the news on my phone screen. Oh, on the wings of a dove, I'll send a song to you that's made out of love. Somehow we'll mend, and it'll have to be enough. If the ice would melt, the summer could come again. Don't talk, slow down, hold on. Summer could come again. That almost got me there at the end. Of course, a dove being a sign of peace. I find it incredibly important, this song. And the fact that it was from Tori Holub makes it even more special, because I've been saying in many of my reactions to her, asking about stuff that she's personally written, and to finally come across a song that she's written herself along with JJ and have it be so incredibly meaningful and important to real life things that are going on. Another huge milestone in her career. And this is apparently the first one she's written. What a song to be your first. I truly hope that this gets the recognition and exposure that it deserves. It really gives an important message. If this is any indication of her writing, I am even more excited to hear more. This was incredibly special. Joe, thank you so much for rearranging the order you wanted me to do these in. The first one on Postmodern Jukebox that I did last time, that was another milestone in her career, which I'm excited. I hope that continues for her. But this is another huge milestone for her. At least that's how I'm seeing it. And it's an incredible song, very well written. And I didn't think of Karen Carpenter once throughout the whole thing, which in my mind says a lot, because that's kind of how I was introduced to her. Amazing. Thank you, Joe, so much. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for being here to share this with me. I will see you next time. What you doing, Huck?